Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Katrina. As we all know, I'm one of the admins, along with Jerry, Crystal, and Sharon. So, this is going to be really quick. I'm going to go over a couple of things that have changed in our program as we transition to our new rooms. The only thing that has changed is one, we have opened up a sponsorship list. The sponsorship list will compile of only new members that we're inviting to the community. We'll also be sending out information on how to invite and who to invite. But do know and do note that they have to be brand new members to the community. Maybe someone who's hesitant, maybe someone, that just doesn't have the money. Um, but they have to be new. No, if you have already boarded in any other old rooms, whether it's the power plant, the wave, or the bridge, you cannot be sponsored in. So how the sponsorship will work is when you get gifted in the gate, you are sponsored 3 people in. When you get gifted in the power plant, you will sponsor 5 people in. When you're gifted in the ladder, you will give one person in. I said that a little backwards, but you'll give one person in the ladder, 3 people in the gate, and 5 people in the roof. The names of the rooms are the ladder, the gate, and the roof, because we're going to climb the ladder, we're going to bust through those gates, and we're going to raise the roof. So that was the idea that, the admins came up with. So I'm going to quickly go over the sponsorship because that's the newest part of our program. So everyone is still going to be required to tier up, and we're all going to sponsor new people into the community. And that will also help move the boards in each room. As we all know, we're at a standstill momentarily. Hopefully, this is what we have came up with that will help our community grow. No, and remember, there's no I in team. So in order for us to be successful, we all have to participate in bringing new members into the community. So for the sponsorship, once they're signed up on the sponsorship list, as we close the boards, so for instance, if once we resume, we close 8 boards in the ladder. In order for us to close those 8 boards, we need 64 people to close 8 boards in the ladder. So when we close those 8 boards, those 8 people will then tier up to the gate. Once they're also a tier up, and they will also sponsor 8 people in. That first gift of $100, once you're gifted in the ladder, will come directly to the Plug's Cash App. And how that's going to work, when we'll close one board in the wave and we'll post the names. Another thing that has changed is that each tier will receive a text message. You are required to respond back to these text messages. 100 ready, 300 ready, $500 ready. So that we're not spending a lot of time trying to replace people on boards, as you should not be on a list if you're not ready to gift in. Sorry, guys. Telegram also going off. So remember, please do not get on a list if you're not ready to gift in. Please do not sign up a sponsor if one, they have not watched a Zoom call, have not had any education, and they cannot be already boarded in any of the other rooms, because this is how we'll get more new people in our community. And also remember, when we reopen, we need 64 people to close 8 boards in, I keep forgetting the names because, sorry guys, in the ladder. In the gate, we need 24 people to close 6 boards because that's our 4-to-1 ratio. In the power plant, we're currently on group 32. So in order to close 8 boards in the power plant, we need an additional 64 members ready to come in. We will be closing boards as we get the members. The lists have started over. So if you already boarded in our old rooms, the wave, the bridge, the power plant, you're still in the same place, the same position in the new rooms, the ladder, the gate, and the roof. And they all coincide with each other. We're still QCing the boards. We want to make sure everybody's in the right place. The boards are perfect. Literally, that's what we're doing. We're also continuously QCing our new education. That's one of the biggest things that will help us as a community grow, that we all have to take part in the communication. I'm going to give you an example. So we have opened these rooms. We have 463 people currently boarded or have either gifted into the power plant, which is now called the root. We only have 100 and 20 people that have joined the room. Throughout the 3 rooms, we only have almost 500 people in the Q&A. The Q&A is where we will only be answering questions out the Q&A. All the information, all the education will come through the Q&A rooms. So it's very important that we all are a part of the Q&A. We will also be sending out emails. Attached to the emails, it will be the education for all 3 rooms, the step-by-step for all 3 rooms, and what else? And when we're going to start. Because now, when we reopen, we will only be boarding 3 days a week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Our text messages will go out Monday after we do our Zoom call or our live YouTube call. It's important that everyone takes part in these calls. If you cannot be on the calls live, make sure that we're getting on the calls, or at least viewing the calls in the rooms. The links will be in the Q&A room. The idea is to declutter the other 3 rooms without all this information. So again, all information will be sent through the Q&A room. So we'll have one destination, one place to go to get all the education that we have. And it's up to me, you, and all of us to take the time out to understand, study the communication. So when we're talking about our community to our friends and family and like-minded people, we're giving them true numbers and not false expectations. That's one of the things that we kind of struggle with beforehand. People thinking we're going to get gifted immediately, and that's just not how this program works. Philippe has done an awesome job explaining, the board split. So we will also be continuing on with that education. And I'm also going to be reaching out to some of our community members to host some of the Zoom calls. I know a couple of our community members have investment firms and tax attorneys, and we have such a vast amount of community members that can also help educate us and give us idea how to grow our community. And it also will give us a different look. And people do tend to gravitate to different people, and I would like to see more of our community be involved in this part of the education. Secondly, like I said, the rooms are open, the lists are open. Please do not get on the list if you have already gifted in or been gifted, if you're not ready to re-gift in. In order for us to relaunch this program and start gifting within the next week or so, these are the numbers that we need of new people in our community, or people that are already in the community that can afford to re-gift in to get us started again, as I will be doing in all 3 of the rooms. We need 64 people for the roof, formerly the wave. We need 24 people for the gate, formerly the bridge. in order to close our next 8 boards in the roof, formerly the power plant, we need a total of 64 people. So the idea is once we get started and get moving, you have to think. So when we close 8 boards in the roof, that is 45 people that we are gifting in new to our community. When we close the 6 boards in the gate, formerly the bridge, that's 30 people, 3, 6, 9, 12, right? 15, 18 people that we're gifting in into the community. When we close 8 boards in the roof, formerly the wave, that would be 8 new people that we are sponsoring into our community, that will allow us to continue to close boards and to continue to move the program forward. Because we're going forward. We're not going backwards. We're going forward, people. And they all will be sponsored. And what that does is it just moves us along. But in order for us to get started, we have to meet this goal, this challenge, to get people who are ready to come aboard, or people who are already in the community can afford to come back in either the 100, the 300, or the 500, so that we can move the boards. And I feel I've been praying about it. I know we can do it, guys. We will still be doing more education, more videos, putting out more information. Like I said, please be on the lookout for the email, and the email will come from the Plug Family ATL@gmail.com, and it will be attached all 4 levels of the tier system. Because again, it's the only thing has really changed is how we're going to sponsor people in. That now we have a sponsorship list, and that we're required. We're required. Each one of us are required to sponsor someone in and tier up. And if you're already in the roof, formerly the power plant, you're going to still sponsor your 5 people in, and it will be up to you if you want to tier back down through the tiers to also help move everything along. I also have to note that this is not we do not guarantee anything. We are not giving you a time frame to where, how, when, and what time you're going to get gifted. We are still list based. So the better our list look, the more people we can get blessed and sponsored. Me and the admin team, we are facilitators. And also, please, guys, watch your language in the rooms. If it's not positive, don't put it. No negativity towards each other, no cursing. Just don't treat people how you want to be treated. We all have a lot of money in these rooms. We all have faith in these rooms. We have invested in these rooms. So you also have to think about, if someone new comes into the room and they see the negativity, they're not going to want to be a part of us. And that's not what we're portraying. So before I get out of here, I'm going to go over the sponsorship one more time. So you will be receiving this in the email. There'll be an attachment, and it will be step-by-step instructions on how to fill out the forms and what is required of us. And this is for the sponsorship. You are also receiving attachments in the email for each of the rooms: the ladder, the gate, and the roof. And that also will be step-by-step. Lastly, we will do a complete Q&A, but please give us time to do this transition. The emails will go out tomorrow. The days of the week that we are forecasting to gift are Tuesday for the 100, which is called the ladder, Wednesday for the gate, which is our 300 room, and on Thursday, the roof, which is our $500 room, and they will all be starting at 7 o'clock, and you'll have 15 minutes to respond and post your pictures into each of the rooms. So we kept that the same. We're trying to keep everything consistent from the previous program to this program. And I'm probably forgetting some things, guys, but like I said, we're doing a lot. Please just be patient with us. As you know, most of the admins, we all hold full-time jobs. I'm a full-time student. I got 6 credit hours, 6 courses this semester, but we're over here working as hard as we can. So please be patient with the questions and let us get the information out. As you know, the rooms, the power plant, the wave, and the bridge will no longer control the boards. They will all be in the new rooms. Also, please make sure we go and what do you call it? Make sure you go and join the Q&A room. This is where we will be putting all our education information. This is where all the links will be at. The board itself will be in each one of the rooms. We're changing the board so they can coincide. They all will look the same. So we don't have 3 different looking boards for our rooms. Anything else I'm forgetting, Crystal?
No.
But
Just be patient with the questions that she said.
yeah. So we're working, and I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank the admin team. I want to thank the DC team, Philippe, and everyone, because we all have been working really hard to make sure these programs work. Things do change, but we're looking forward. We're all still a part of the community because as we have all invested, I have, Philippe have, DC team, the Atlanta team, we have invested multiple times on multiple levels. So we want this to work as much as anyone else does, and we're putting all our energy, money into these programs to make sure they work. So again, please give us time to get all the information out. The lists are open. Do not fill out the forms if you're not ready to gift back in. You're in the same place as you were when you gifted in or were gifted the first time. The only room that you do not come off of is our residual room, which is our roof. But in the ladder and the gate, once you are gifted, you're tiered up and you're taken off the list. And it's your choice to come back on the list, but you will sponsor people back in to the list.
One thing to mention also is now you can directly sign up into that $500.
And also, the $500 board list is now open because we also have realized that some people don't want to go through 3 steps. So that list is also open. So if you know anyone who's ready to come in at that $500 list is open, that those links will all be in each one of the rooms. There'll be pinned messages in each one of the rooms. We still have the Q&A phone. Be mindful, the 2, 3 o'clock in the morning text messages and phone calls. You see these eyes? I'm a little tired, so just excuse me. But we will be posting our hours. But if you have noticed, we always try to get back to everyone. But please remember, you guys outnumber us. And before you even ask the question, sometimes if you scroll in the Q&A room, the question that you're asking has already been answered. Or at least take the initiative to go look for the answer before you automatically ask us. Because we are going to be putting all the information you need in these rooms. And you have to do your part. So again, I want to thank everyone. You have a blessed evening. And remember, we're over here. We're grinding. Be blessed.